Welcome back to the channel Gadgets for Gentlemen. In today's video I'm going to unbox a new watch purchase. This is the Citizen Promaster NY0040-09E. I bought this watch on Amazon Netherlands. I bought it because I saw it for such an affordable price point, 186 euros. For a fantastic dive watch, automatic by Citizen. Usually these Citizen Promaster watches, they just came in this big box with a gas flask. Let me just demonstrate. As you can see, like so. So that is a bit different with this particular purchase. So that's the first difference that I noticed already. So in this video, just going to unbox this watch because I saw it for such a affordable price point. You might be looking for your first automatic. I think this is a great watch. So let me just open it and share with you my first impressions of this particular watch and this watch purchase. Today I am wearing the Omega Seamaster Professional 300. Really love it. I have it here on the original metal bracelet. Great looking watch, I think. 6.3 inches for your reference, so small wrists. Let's open it up and let's have a closer look. 186 euros. That is much more affordable compared to the Seiko 5KX, which is the successor of the famous SKX. Fantastic looking watch, but only 100 meters. This one is 200 meters. And I'm also very curious to see what kind of movement is in this watch. From what I know, there's two different calibers in this watch. It could be the A203, which is the old movement with hand winding, but no hacking. A very precise movement. Or it can be the A204, which has a worse accuracy, but it does allow for hacking. So this is nothing. It's just an empty box. I think just for the protection. So let's put the box to the side. I'm going to be very delicate because if there's any issues with this watch, then I like to be able to return it to Amazon. Proudly made with recycled paper. Please recycle. Now let's have a closer look. Okay, let's have a closer look. Thank you for purchasing this Citizen watch. Warranty, user manual with a QR code, international guarantee, and as regular, this is not signed, unfortunately. Now, let's get started. So that's yeah, a very simple watch box. As you can see, it's not very pretty. But then again, at this price point, I'd rather have Citizen put that value or that money inside the watch rather than the watch box. Now, here we have it. Let's have a closer look. This is the reference number, and this is the latest movement, which is the A204. This should allow us to also hack, not just hand winding, but also hacking. It comes on this rubber looking strap. I think the name is polyurethane, which should come in 20 millimeter lug width. So if you don't fancy these rubber looking strap, then you can also go for your typical aftermarket NATO strap, and then you have to go for something 20 millimeter in width, and that can also like change the look of this watch quite a bit. First you got to remove the strap with a spring bar tool, put back the spring bars, and then throw it on a beautiful NATO strap. So that's an alternative if you don't like the provided factory strap. Then you could also go for a leather strap or a NATO strap. Okay, what I already noticed, there is no ND limits on this strap. Let me get the other Citizen in here for 1 second. I have another Promaster with the new caliber. There is one issue with this particular watch. I wanted to show you the strap with the ND limits, but I noticed here with this new watch, there is no longer that ND limits on the strap. Not only with this one, but also with the A204 that I already have. What's the problem with this particular watch? As you can see, when we zoom in, we can see that the bezel is not properly aligned. If we have a closer look here, we can see that triangle on the bezel at the 12 o'clock position. That triangle does not fully align with that 12 o'clock in the minute track. And also, if you look closer, you can see that those markers, they don't fully align, but they're just a little bit to the side. So when you try to align this amazing bezel straight to the 12 o'clock, you can see that it's not properly straight, but it's just a little bit to the left, and that really annoys me. And here you can also see that it does not align fully. So that is the A204 that I purchased some while ago, that actually came in this dive flask. I actually plan on selling this one because I don't like the bezel alignment on this particular piece. So I wonder with the new watch if this one does align. So let me put this back in the box, and let's have a closer look at one of my other Promasters. That also comes in this flask. I can see it already. This one does contain the ND limits on the strap, as you can see here. So this is the point that I wanted to mention. If we have a closer look at the brand new Citizen, we can see here on the strap that we're dealing with the same kind of strap, but we don't have those metrics printed on the strap. So that is something that I wanted to mention. Also, with this watch, the bezel does not align properly. So if you decide on buying a Promaster watch, just please be careful, if it matters to you, that the bezel does align. And as you can see here, also with this one, it's just slightly to the left. We can see it with these hour markers. So also this watch I'm planning on selling. This beautiful Pepsi watch, great bezel action, just no bezel alignment. It's just messed up, just ever so slightly. And now let's just have a closer look at these characteristics. Now let me just lay it down on this beautiful Vario strap satchel, so you can put your watch straps in here or your watches and close it up. A very nice product that I got from Vario. Now let's carefully have a closer look at this watch. Let me remove this plastic carefully. So this is actually some nice packaging, much appreciated. Ooh, beautiful, shiny, as you can see here. And it proudly reads the new caliber A204. There is a sticker on the back, on the case back, on the screw down case back. For now, I'm just gonna keep this sticker here because I might send it back. Beautiful crown. Okay, let me remove this plastic and put the plastic to the side. And let's have a closer look. As you can see, the watch is already running, which is good. Let's just start with the beginning. So what we have here is a beautiful dive watch by Citizen. Let's just take the dimensions to show you what to expect. We're dealing here with about a 41mm watch case, 41.7, so about a 42mm watch. Yeah, again, I get about 42 in terms of that diameter. Now, also important is this distance called the lug-to-lug distance. Lug-to-lug, I get about 47. Yes, I get about 47, which is very such a nice dimension. I get about 12.3 millimeters, which makes this watch, I think, a bit thinner compared to my Seamaster. One more has to be that strap. As you can see, the lock distance is 20 millimeters, but the strap itself is a bit wider with 22 here at the top, and going down to the lowest part of the strap we get about 18 millimeters. So there's a nice taper from the spring bars with 20, here it's about 22, and then it becomes more narrow to about 18 at the buckle, making this strap wear very nicely, very comfortable. Let's throw it on the scale and see how much this watch weighs. On the provided strap, about 97 grams, which is, I think, much lighter compared again to the Omega. Here on the metal bracelet, 174, and again on the polyurethane strap, only 97 grams. So this is a very, how can I say, a very comfortable fit. So what do we have? We have a dive watch, which is 200 meters water resist. We have a glossy black dial with applied hour markers, with plenty of luminescent material. We have a day and date at the 3 o'clock. We have a crown situated here at the 7 o'clock position, while with most watches the crown can be found on the right. As you can see here at the 3 o'clock, here you can see that the crown is situated on the left, which makes it look very unique. The bezel has some very thick grooves, as you can see here, making this bezel action nice. And now I'm going to turn the bezel, and I want to let you hear the sound that this bezel makes, which in my opinion is quite nice. So there we go. So that is some of the bezel action. Now I'm also very curious if this one does align, this bezel. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this triangle, I'm going to bring it to the 12 o'clock position and see if it lines up, in my opinion. So there we go. I think it does seem to line up, because every click, I think we have 60 clicks, seem to align pretty nicely with that minute track. And there we have it. I think this one is straight. Also, if I have a look here, right here, I think this one, that 9 o'clock marker on the bezel, does line up with that minute track. And also here it does seem to line up, and here as well. So that is something which, you know, this should be the norm. It looks rather nice. So here we have the crown. The crown is screwed down, which means it will protect the watch movement from water coming in. So I unscrew the crown. Now what we can do is we can bring the watch upside down, and then we can wind the movement by winding upwards. So I'm winding in this direction, and this will charge the movement. And let me bring it again to the external microphone, like I did with the bezel action. Let me share with you the sound of watching the movement. I think that sounds nice. Now up next, what we can do is we can pull out the crown one time for the date, and then one more time for the minute hand. And now we can change the time, as you can see right here. So there we have it. This is 6 o'clock. Now I'm gonna press down the crown again, and now what we can do is we can control the date by going up. As you can see here, we can change the date. So that's 30. Today is the 1st, so that's 31. That's the 1st. And now when I go downwards, we can change the day. So that's Mittwoch, Wednesday, and then English Thursday, Donderstag, yeah. Friday, Vrijdag, and then Saturday. And then this one is beautiful black contrast. So that's 6 o'clock on a Saturday. Pulling out the crown one more time to change the time. And here we're dealing with about 7 p.m. So let's forward the hands. That's midday, 6 o'clock, and that's 7, yeah, about 7 p.m. Push back the crown. That was a solid click. And now I'm going to push it back down, again upside down, and going forward to screw back this crown into that case. And as you can see here, now it's very solid and water can't go in. So that's the crown. Let me throw it on the wrist. But first remove this tag very carefully. So again, 6.3 inches wrists. 186 euros, which I think is a bargain for a reputable watch that comes from the 1990s and it's still in production. It's just crazy. It was used in the Italian Navy, and they tested this watch all the way up to 500 meters. They might did some adjustments. It might not be the exact same watch. Maybe they did adjust it quite a bit. But it just shows that this watch is very robust, very accurate. And here we have it. As you can see with my skinny wrists, this strap does stick out a little bit. And the way I'm going to wear it is I'm going to throw it on a NATO strap, which I just prefer over the rubber straps. And I might as well show you. One more thing that I failed to point out to you is the hacking function of this movement. So when you want to precisely set the seconds to the minute, what you can do is unscrew the crown first. There we have it. And now when we pop the crown, the seconds should stop running. So let's have a closer look. 1, 2, 3. And as you can see, when the crown is fully popped to the second position, you can see that the seconds stop running. Now, when I press down the crown again, the seconds should start running again. There we go. And here it just continues. So for accurate time setting, that's just a nice feature. Always screwing down the crown again. And there we have it. So let me just throw it on the NATO. I think I'm going to keep this watch and selling some of my Promasters that have that bezel alignment issue. I think this bezel alignment is proper. So I'm thinking about just keeping one of these Promasters, and this one is straight, so that's a good function. I also like the hacking. Only disliking is maybe one thing about this watch. It has a mineral crystal, no sapphire, unlike the Omega that has a sapphire crystal, which makes it less likely to scratch. However, for actual diving, mineral crystals might be a bit more robust. They might not break as easily as a sapphire crystal. But for my office diving, I think I would prefer a sapphire crystal over the mineral. So let me just throw it on the NATO, just to wrap up this video, show you what it looks like if you want to throw it on an alternative strap. We use a spring bar tool and take out the spring bar. So that's one part. So these are the spring bars that were inside this strap. And let me put this back in the box. As you can see, quite a nice strap. I like these perforated holes. Two keepers. They have this quite flexible material. But for me, a NATO strap is just more comfortable. So let me just put this back. We have these spring bars. Let me put them in this case. But first, maybe one more time have a closer look at the case. And now that I decided to keep the watch, let me just get rid of this sticker. Might as well remove it. So there we go. 1, 2, 3. There we go. removing that sticker. Japan movement, Promaster, screw down, divers, stainless steel. Okay, there we go. So here we have the spring bars. Lugs, they curve down very nice. We have some polish material here. We have some brushed on the bezel. Looks very nice. Let me put back the spring bar. There we go. And one more. There's one more thing. If you want to get yourself a fantastic entry-level dive watch, you could also have a look at Orient watches. I know, for example, Orient Ray, Orient Kamasu. They also go on Amazon Netherlands for dirt cheap. For 200 euros you can get yourself a fantastic watch. Personally, I prefer the look of the Citizen. I think it's just a bit more iconic and timeless. But in terms of specs, with the Orient Kamasu, for example, I will throw in a photo here right now so you can see what I'm saying. You have a sapphire crystal, a great watch, hacking, hand winding, but I don't like the way the bezel looks like and how the bezel feels. Although I haven't seen it in the flesh, I know what to expect because I have the Orient Ray. I prefer the look of this Citizen watch. So, but if you like the Orient, I think you should go for Orient because it has a sapphire crystal. So here I want to demonstrate the NATO strap. This is how it works. I'm gonna feed the NATO through this first spring bar. Go to the second one like so, and close it. There we have it, laying flat like this. And then I'm gonna feed the NATO through this keeper. There we have it. It does add a little bit of thickness to the profile, as you can see here, because it has 2 layers of nylon underneath. I don't mind. Now let me throw it on the wrist. Going to feed it through this buckle, and then look for a comfortable fit, which is, I think, this one. As you can see, there's plenty of adjustment, and I'm here in the second position. As you can see, I've been wearing this NATO a lot, and you can find NATOs like with a bunch of different companies. I tried NATOs from Vario, from Blue Shark, from so many brands. There we have it. Zulu Diver, of course. So for me, this is the preferred look. I really love the NATO strap, very comfortable on the wrist. This one reads super strap, and easily you can change them out for different colors. So this is the Citizen Promaster that I just purchased for 186 euros, which I think is really a bargain for such a nice, authentic dive watch. I personally don't really mind that they did not go for the dive flask. I don't mind that they no longer have these metrics written on the strap, because I wear it on the NATO like non-stop, so I don't really mind. If they did like a sapphire crystal, I think that's what I would prefer, because less likely to scratch. I'm very happy that this particular model actually aligns. I'm quite sad to see Citizen having some issues with bezel alignments, just like Seiko. But this one looks very, very nice. It's much more affordable than the mentioned Seiko, the 5KX, which in my opinion looks fantastic. I would love to try it on. The 5KX now also comes in a 38mm version that I also would like to try out. So the normal is 42.5mm, I believe. Now they also have a 38mm. But then again, those are sports watches. This is an actual dive watch. It's ISO certified, 200 meters. Just a fantastic watch. And now you can buy it for 186 euros. I think that's just mad. The 5KX retails for more than 250, I believe. So yeah, this is a steal and a fantastic watch straight out of the 1990s, which is, you know, a beautiful era in my opinion. So that is the watch. I hope this video was helpful to you. If you have any questions or comments, let me know and I will get back to you. Have a great day and see you soon.